storm can shake my inmost heart, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love prevails in heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing?
While all the tempest round me roars, Good morning, and thank you for joining me for this online service of the First Unitarian Church of Alton, Illinois, on the 27th day of September 2020. This is a lay-led congregation, and I am Tracy Howe-Koch, a worship associate for First UU Alton. Thank you for joining me today. We welcome everyone to this place of comfort, spirit, and justice, and hope. We are Unitarian Universalists. If you have a candle or chalice at your home, I invite you to join me as I light mine and say the following. We hallow this time together by kindling the lamp of our heritage. Our opening words today come from Lynn Cox. Come, you accidental pilgrims, you who find yourself on a journey of surprise and wonder. Come, you who emerged into this place as an act of liberation. Come, you who seek a life of mindfulness and a place to test your thoughts. Come, you who bring your hearts of all kinds, heavy hearts, rusty hearts, hearts broken open in revelation, hearts full of love to share. Come, you who seek courage, and you who have more courage than you realize. Come, you who stand behind the curtain, gathering up the resources to reclaim your truth. Come, you who have been in a bubble, who are poised for transformation. We begin our story again, gathering courage, love, mindfulness, and a sense of purpose. We gather as people of all ages, of different abilities, different backgrounds, and different perspectives. We share a covenant, a direction for our shared journey, and a commitment to encourage and challenge one another in spiritual growth. This path will ask much from us. Let us move forward with love. Let us move forward with appreciation for one another. Let us move forward knowing we are not alone. Whoever you are, whatever your gifts, you are welcome to join this journey. Our first reading today is brought to us by Rama Ramji. Albert Einstein said, "Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. When you have a fertile imagination, you have the whole world in your hand." Remember, we are what we think about ourselves as. This means whatever we are capable of imagining is capable of becoming reality one day. As they say, dreamers are those blessed souls who experience the dawn even before the whole world experiences the same. Be a dreamer and allow your imagination to take you into the worlds that are out of the purview of your eyes. Let your imagination fly in the sky while you remain its shadow on earth. Our second reading today is by Frederick and Anne Broussais, The Basic Practice. In the spiritual life, imagination has two meanings. First, it is a human faculty, the part of us that traffics in images, symbols, myths, and stories. It is the capacity we all have for innovative thinking and creative expression. Second, the imagination is an inner reality, a boundless realm not defined by our senses or of reason that we know from our dreams and can enter via certain exercises while awake. The practice of imagination encourages us to use this faculty and enables us to explore the realm. Begin by learning the language of imagination. Keep track of the images that come to you spontaneously in association with your feelings and thoughts. Draw pictures of what you encounter in your dreams. Contemplate art and see yourself as part of the picture. Read myths and tell stories. Remember, through the ages, spiritual pilgrims have found that it is possible to step into the inner realm of imagination. There you can find fuel for your journey and gifts of wisdom. When we discount the imagination, we cut ourselves off from the riches that can fuel our creativity. We limit the ways we can view the world and our own experience. There is much more to life that can be contained in rational philosophy. Unitarian Universalism is based on 7 principles that are all encompassing and global, yet dogma-free. They will be listed at the end of today's service. Referencing those principles, we are sharing what our personal credo is, especially when asked, what exactly is a Unitarian Universalist? When I'm asked, I say that UU believes in the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We believe that there are many sources to the truth and encourage each other to grow and develop our spiritual selves. We recognize that there is no one way, and often there are many paths to the source, or God. We are a loving community that stands up for justice and has no room for hate. I now invite you into a time of meditation. If you want to plant your feet on the floor, sit up straight, get in a comfortable position. And it's called We Are Connected by Leslie Takahashi. Despite distance and fear, we are connected. Despite loneliness and change, we are connected. Across different experiences and lives, we are connected. Even in the face of the inevitable losses of life, we are connected. When we wish to laugh, we are connected. When we wish to mourn, we are connected. Across a nation divided, we are connected. Even when we dance alone in a room, we are connected. In the heat of the sun, we are connected. In the glow of the stars, we are connected. Across the limits of our imagination, we are connected. Even when nature trembles, we are connected. want to talk to you about imagination, and I titled the sermon, The Struggle is Real. Like many children, especially those growing up without computers, gaming devices, cable TV, or summer camp opportunities, I spent a lot of my time in my head, imagining a future much more meaningful and exciting than the one I was currently living stuck in the middle of Iowa. I was pretty sure that I would live in a castle in Ireland. That castle would have secret passageways, a courtyard, a moat, and a cool dungeon, and be surrounded by beautiful countryside where I would wander all day. When I was not busy discovering more secret passageways and hidden rooms. I was very, very keen on hidden passageways. Eventually, my love for Star Trek grew, and the movie Space Camp came out. I decided I wanted to be an astronaut. How could you not want to be? The thought of living on a spaceship and discovering new worlds and meeting new species of beings was endlessly fascinating. I loved the idea of exploring and learning together. What could be more exciting and have endless imaginative possibilities? Space. I'm pretty sure most kids probably, or at least in Iowa, probably dreamed about being astronauts. When you have huge, wide open skies and so many stars, it's hard not to imagine sailing through them and seeing the Milky Way. It was a lovely dream, great imagination. As the reality and the difficulty of becoming an astronaut became apparent, I headed off to college to study international studies in German. I imagined a future career as being a diplomat hosting events in Germany and helping to bring peace throughout the world and making a huge difference and, maybe winning a Nobel Peace Prize, exciting things like that. I didn't dream low, I'll say that. Well, life had very different plans for me. None of what I imagined as a child has come true. My house in Florissant is woefully under castle sized, and despite my best efforts, there are no secret rooms here. My fear of flying has all but canceled my chances at becoming an astronaut, and my decision to be a stay-at-home mother to raise my children has curtailed my dream to work in the Foreign Service. I retooled my dreams and volunteered with various groups with the dream that we were making progress and that we were going to make a change for the world and things would be better. And for a brief, tiniest moment, our imagined world where everyone thrived, justice was served, and a healthy environment might be possible. There was hope that our dreams just might come true, that our work was really paying off. Then, in one night, that tiny flicker was gone. Our perceived progress wiped away, and, truth be told, it was never even a flicker for so many people. I should say that it was the cold, hard truth of reality crashing in for those of us who had lost our way in our dreams and failed to notice how deep and systemic our injustices really are. What little imagination I had vanished, and it keeps vanishing. Imagining a better world seems like so much folly when Black lives are continually devalued and threatened, when rights of LGBTQI are stripped, when people value guns over children's lives, when migrants whose work is mind-numbing and body-destroying to feed us are put in cages, and when the government prefers to support obscene business profits over the long-term survival of our planet. It just seems futile. I'm guilty of this tailspin of negativity, and why bother? I've fallen into the trap of nothing I do makes a difference. So many days I wake up and wonder, why even try? Honestly, I have stopped imagining. These last few years have been a bit soul-crushing, even this last week, as I imagine many of you are feeling right now. And truth be told, it has been so much more crushing for others. My life, while not what I imagined, is so much easier and safer and more comfortable than so many others. While I imagine that by now the world would be safe for African American boys to walk down the street, and I grieve that it is not, my lived experience is nothing compared to their reality, and my disappointment doesn't equate to their death. I imagine a world where a green economy would be booming by now and be providing a safe, healthy environment for everyone, and now that dream has seemed so far away. I am privileged, though. I am able to adjust to a changing environment. I don't live by a coal plant. I don't live by the fires that are encompassing California and Oregon. I know I'm near hurricanes, and I've been very fortunate that Missouri hasn't been affected by the droughts. And honestly, right now, if I had to, I could move. I'm lucky and I'm privileged that way. The list could go on and on. I grieve their losses. I grieve for the world and all that it could have been. It's important for us to take a moment and to remind ourselves of our childhood dreams and how we imagined our world to be. It's important to take some time to remember why you dreamed them. Who were you at that time? Why was that dream important to you? Why did it matter? And if you aren't who or where you imagined your life or world to be, take a minute and acknowledge it. And honestly, give it a good cry. Feel the sadness, feel the grief. Why? Because we need you. The world needs your imagination. The most wonderful thing about having an imagination is that it can grow and change and move the world forward. There will be setbacks. The road is generations long, but we need imagination. We cannot succumb to the status quo. Imagination is what propels us forward to a better world, even if it seems like an impossible task. As I mentioned, one of my favorite shows growing up was Star Trek. Why? Because it showed us how we could be. The creators saw a world that was technically advanced, but one also where we strive to understand and relate to each other. Gene Roddenberry was a genius. He had the ability to dream and to see what the world could be and the possibilities. Without the dreamers, and maybe without Star Trek, we wouldn't have computers, we wouldn't have iPhones, we wouldn't have Bluetooth. So many things have come from that show. And so many things have come from somebody's imagination. And as I said, and as was mentioned in the reading before, without imagination and without the dreams, we'll never, never move forward. Through our frustration and disappointment and anger, we must continue to work to imagine a future greater than our present. My ask for you this week is to dream big. Imagine big. Remember what it was like when your imagination was not constrained by the realities of experience and the world was endless possibilities. Give yourself the gift. Open your heart to the possibility and let it flow. It feels a bit scary, doesn't it? It's scary to think about all the wonderful things that could be. I find that I try to put limits on what I dream because it's just too beautiful and too heartbreaking to think of how far we have to go. But we have to. We have to keep striving. Nothing moves forward without someone first imagining the possibility. And we need you, and we need your possibilities, and we need your imaginations, because we can't do it alone, and we're not in this alone. Thank you. As we approach this time for our offering, give what you will, for you are generous people. I invite you to either mail your offering to the First Unitarian offices or to use the Givelify app. Doing so will help us meet our financial responsibility to you and at the end of the year. This morning's offering will be most sincerely and gratefully received. May it be lovingly given. Please join me in our offering prayer which is projected on your screen. May this offering equip us to inspire love and to seek justice. I encourage everyone to be on the lookout for emails from the church office. They are the best way to keep up to date on announcements and updates at First Unitarian Alton. You may also check our website, newsletter, and Facebook page. Now, please join me as we extinguish our chalice. The light of truth and meaning cannot be put out. We are the keepers of this flame until we meet again. Our closing words today is A Blessing for Risk Takers and Failures by Robin Tanner. Today, we share in a blessing for losers, risk takers, all failures far and wide. Blessed are they who fall in the mud, who jump with gusto and rip the pants, who skin the elbows and bruise the ego, for they shall know the sweetest of risks. Blessed are they who make giant mistakes, whose intentions are good, but impact has injured, who know the hot sense of regret and ask for mercy, for their hearts will know the gift of forgiveness. Blessed are they who have seen a D, or an F, or a C, or any letter less than perfect, who are painfully familiar with the red pen and the label as less than. For they know that wisdom is imperfect. Blessed are they who try again, who dust off, who wash up, who extend the wish for peace, who return to sites of failure, who are dogged in their pursuit, for they will discover the secret to dreams. Blessed are they who refuse to listen to the naysayers, for their hearts will be houses for hope. Blessed are they who see beyond the surface of another, for they will be able to delight in the gift of compassion. Blessed are they who stop running the race to help a fellow traveler, who pick up the fallen, who stop for injured life, for they shall know the kindness of strangers. Blessed are they who wildly, boldly abandon winning, for they shall know the path of justice. Amen, and so may it be.